it's exciting to watch them in the early stages of reading and writing to, you know, doing book reports by the end of the year and reading whole, you know, book series and things like that. The excitement that it brings to them and the accomplishment that they have. And when they're having a bad day, to be able to be the one to impart words of life to them or just to hug them or pray for them is such a privilege, you know, and it's an honor to be with, to help raise, you know, and help nurture people's children. That's an honorable thing. And it's a task that, you know, is not to be taken lightly.
To me, that's one of the most important things that we do here, in addition to developing academics and the excellence in those things, but character is a key in development in the students. And, you know, it's one thing to be very intelligent, very smart in things, but if you don't have the character that goes with it, you're set up for failure, because in life you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs, and it's how you deal with those things that really make a difference in your success. And character training is very important to us in just, you know, growing up and knowing, you know, what does the Bible say about how we should respond to this, or how should we respond to that? How do we respond to people who do things we don't like? How do we respond in these ways? And we build character in that way, and as they grow in that and as they do that, we're developing the whole person. We're developing somebody who is prepared not just academically, not just in one area or another area, but to really succeed in life. To see the students excel in the things that are put before them. You know, not everybody has had success all their lives, and, you know, sometimes we see students that come in and they haven't had just real good experiences, and we work with them and we see them excel, and it's exciting to see them grow and develop.
No matter what, you know, if life gives them hurts or joy or anything, that can all be shared with Jesus, and Jesus, you know, can lead you every step of the way, and you don't have to wonder, what is my next step in life? What do I do? Where do I go? You know, He'll guide you through those things, and you know that with Him you're going to be, you know, we teach them that with Him they're going to be successful, you know, that they're going to be taken care of, you know, that He is the rock and He will cause success in their life.
We set a high standard, and we want to see the academic standards set very high. We want to see excellence in every area, and so, you know, those are standards that we set high, and we don't want to neglect any one area of what we're doing with the students. We want to see them come up in character. We want to see them excel in academics. We want to see them excel in their relationship with Jesus. All of that is in balance.
The school afforded me every opportunity to tell kids there is more out there than just money and jobs and all the things that the world really has to offer, that there is a destiny that God has laid out before them, a future, you know, a real future that is going to impact eternity, and, you know, not just their small nook, but it really is going to impact eternity. That is a wonderful thing to be able to tell children. You know, it opens up life so much more.
Teachers, they're kind of like big brothers and big sisters, we have great relationships with them. They really care about what we do and how well we do. They put up a standard that we look up to, like, hey, what would they do in this circumstance? Oh, they would do this. That's most likely the right thing to do, because they've been tried and tested in that, and they know exactly what to do in the right circumstances.
In one of our classes last year, one of the teachers was talking about examples from other teachers that they don't do it for money. They don't teach here for money, because it's a special thing that they want you to succeed here. They pray for you, they believe for you, and they help you on the side. They become more like your friends at the end of the day. You don't come here wanting to be like, okay, well, they're my teachers. No, they're your buddies. They do help you succeed in class. It's just more of a comfortable environment where you can bounce ideas off of them, and they do. You know, they give you their perspective of things spiritually or just, you know, in the world that's happening.
I feel really academically prepared. My class is fairly small, and the teachers, they just give you the attention that you need to learn something, and you can say, I don't really get this, and they'll take the time. Like, they won't just blow you off. They'll listen to you, and they'll take the time to really just impart to you what the lesson is saying. And so I feel that it's fairly easy to excel academically here. This school is not just about education. That's something that's very obvious if you come here, and even if you don't come here, I guess sometimes. And they plant something in you, and it inspires you, and it also helps direct you into having a relationship with Christ and just your Christian walk and just being a Christian and not just saying that you are.
It's great to have such a place to come to where your friends believe what you believe, where you can bounce it off of them and you're inspired to pursue Christ more than if you're alone in a big, public school where people don't necessarily believe or want what you want from him. Just reach out to the younger students, obviously, because they're going to grow up and remember you. Because when I was their age, like in 10 years old or 5 years old, I remember all the high schoolers back in, when I was that age. And it's just fun to try to be a role model to people like that. But you also look to the teachers for your role model, so you know that you're doing things right. And just to go home every night and just, just spend time with God, just so you can reach out to the younger kids like that and just to make friends and lifelong relationships here. So.
You have a really deep relationship with everyone here when you come to school here, because there's not really anyone that you don't know, because it's more personal. It's not like you have 30 people to a class. So I think that's one of the things that I really like.
It's really cool here. We get the opportunity to come in the mornings on certain days, and we have a chapel praise team which goes up, made up of students mostly. Sometimes we have Chris or another teacher up there singing or playing the piano or something. One of the harder things. And then we fill in the rest, and we just lift up praise. It's praise to God. And the things that happened last year were so amazing. God really came down and touched and really transformed the way the student body worked and the way everything happened. And I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen this year, because it went so far last year. But in this year and the years to come, it's just going to go farther and farther and farther until we run out of room or something like that will happen. So it's just awesome that we get to come here. Not a lot of Christian schools are able to do that. So we are very, very blessed.
What I expect of the kids, I expect them to do their very best. So I think as a coach, it's rewarding to see kids develop and to do their very best. And some of my most special memories aren't the best plays or the best players. It's seeing people that have never played before develop and learn the game and take things out of it. And then we expect our kids to compete at a high level of character, to always demonstrate the Christ-like nature, to show that Christ is at work in them, even in tough situations, when it's competitive on the court, when emotions are running high, that they respond like Christ would want them to. And we expect that of our kids on a daily basis. And it's fun to see those things happen. It's fun to see kids that struggled early on really get it and then learn to succeed. We want to win basketball games. We want to succeed at track meets. We want to succeed at golf. It's important that we compete. And I think we've put that on our kids. Our kids are very competitive. We've now won 4 state titles. We won a girls basketball state title last year, and we work really hard at competing at a high level. But in the end, we know most of our athletes won't go on to be professional athletes, but they can take things from what they learn in athletics that will be with them all their life. I still remember things from when I was in high school that helped me on a daily basis from what I learned playing through sports. And so I try to instill that into all my guys, all my girls, that you're going to learn lessons every day that 20 years from now you'll look back and say, I learned that in basketball, or I learned that running track. There's so many good qualities and good characteristics you can take from athletics, specifically teamwork. You're never going to be alone your whole life. No matter what job you have, no matter whether it's in your family, you're always going to have to work as a team. And I think that's one of the biggest things we try to teach to our kids is teamwork, the idea of conflict resolution. You're not always going to see everything eye to eye with everyone, but you're going to learn to work together. I absolutely love hanging out with the kids. I tell them a lot of times, you couldn't be more my kids than if you were my own kids. We try to do a lot of special activities with the kids that are relationship building. They're all, they know there's an open door at our house. We try to make it a big athletic family. And, they're the ones that, they come over to my house, play with our kids, play. The family aspect of our athletic department is one of the things we really value. Being a Christian school, our faith and our values, our beliefs, it's not just when we go to a chapel or when we go to church service. It has to permeate everything that we do. And we try, we compete hard, but we're always going to seek to develop the character of Christ, compete with the Christ-like nature, and work hard. Christ says, do everything as unto the Lord. We compete hard, knowing that we're honoring Him by giving our best.
Really birthed out of a very deep prayer time, a very deep time of intercession about 23 years ago in our pastors, Dr. Sam and Kathy Matthews. And God really touched them as they were reading the passage out of Matthew and beginning to pray that passage, that the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore beseech the Lord of the harvest to thrust out laborers into the harvest fields of the world. And God started to ask him, what are you doing? What is the way that you can do that? And that really began to be the beginning of Family of Faith Christian School. Now our kindergarten through 12th grade school. And God's really spoken for us to be something more than just an alternative to public education. Something more than just a Christian environment. And the kids here, there's a sense of purpose. They have that sense of destiny, that sense of, I'm on a mission. I have something that I'm called to do, fulfilling that purpose, fulfilling what God's called them to do. And there's that just inner longing to fulfill that. Every young person here, it's important to train them academically, to train them in excellence academically. They have to be excellent in their fields, in math and science and writing. All of those things have to be done in excellence, but also to be able to really train them in their character, to be able to help them know that sometimes it takes a little bit more than just trying hard enough, that it takes God's help and God transforming your life, God changing your life to be able to help you be what He's really called you to be. We teach them body, through athletics, through physical education programs, that their body's important. Their body's a temple of the Holy Spirit, and this is the vessel that God's using to fulfill His will. Their spirit, of course, that deep inner part of their lives that connects with God, that needs fulfillment, that needs relationship with God. And also their soul, which is their mind. They have to know the subject content. They have to know the academics. And, also, of course, very important is character. We want them to have a good sense and a good basis for relationships, to where they can, respond to authority correctly. Where when they're in a situation with their future boss, they're in a situation where there is an authority, that they respond correctly. They respond with respect to those people. Our school, K-12, is 90 to 100 students. That really creates a very close-knit family, a very close-knit family environment, where students do feel like they can look up to the older students as brothers and sisters, and then younger students as their little brothers and their little sisters. And that environment also allows for smaller class sizes. 12 to 15 is about an average class. And that really helps be able to give more individualized attention to students. Family of Faith Christian School has been accredited since 1995 with the International Christian Accrediting Association, which is also ICAA. ICAA gives us accreditation. Every 5 years they come in and go through all of our files, attend our classes, come in and make sure that we're doing what we're saying we're doing with the amount of excellence that we say we're doing it with. Every year we submit reports to them, and that gives us a sense of approval, but it also gives an external approval on our school that's not just us saying we're doing a good job, but it's someone else coming in. That accreditation is also recognized by the State Department of Education through the Oklahoma Private School Accrediting Commission, OPSAC, and that gives us a little easier communication and dialogue with public institutions, public colleges, to be able to move right into OU, move right into OSU, and they understand, okay, well, this group's recognized through their accreditation, so that helps them. Okay, well, that's good. There's somebody else who's helping watch and helping approve that.